Important element for the connection of Passover and Qigong is the fire element. So we want to get the fire warmed up first. That's why we're sitting. Obviously, you needed the fire to cook the matzah as one of the links, but we'll get into why later. So the first exercise is working on getting this furnace going so we can cook our matzah, right? So the way that we want to start doing this is sitting on the front of the chair, leaning back. We want to find the center. We want to find the center. So sitting nice and upright. First, we lean forward and feel the stretching of your back, and then come up. Feel that elongation of the muscles, very important. So breathe out, and then breathe in. Come straight vertical. Come again, breathe out, and breathe in. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to have the music going. Turn that off. That was just while we were waiting. Sorry for that. Okay, and then breathe out as we go forward. Feel the elongation of the back muscle. Breathe in as we straighten up. Now, it's harder with the back, but we're going to lean back, go as far as you can, straight, lengthening all the muscles in the front. Breathe out, then breathe in, come up front center. If you had a stool, it's easier. That's what I use at home. Breathe out. Feel the stretching. Breathe in, it shrinks. And then stretch the front muscle. Shrink the front muscle. One more time. Stretch it. And shrink it. And we're kind of feeling our center position a little bit. But we even have our offs to the right and the left. So we'll go towards the windows and feel the stretching on the opposite side. Lean over, stretch this, come straight up and relax. Stretch the side, then come up. One more time, stretch it. Straight. Now go the other way. Lean over, stretching. So I'm saying stretching this side versus kinking this, just because you want to put the mind and the emphasis into the stretching. And now I'm kinking that side that was stretched. Again, stretch, elongation, and then shortening on the same side. Now, if we can, with the back, as much as we can, we just want to see if we can make a full circle. Come around in the circle. All the way around. Kind of like one of those kids' toys. Little bobblehead thing. And then go back the other way. Really getting everything lubricated and the stomach muscles as well, easily manipulated. Come back now to the center. Now we're going to start working on the fire part. We got balance of the body. Now this exercise is using the stomach muscle. So I want to breathe out and push the stomach muscle in. Try it again. Breathe in, push it out. And breathe out, pull the stomach muscle in. And relax. Breathe in. Okay, now, once more time, breathing out, pushing the stomach in. Now breathe in, bring up into the chest, keeping the stomach in, hold the breath, and with holding the breath, move the stomach muscle in and out. Feel it. Gets hot. It starts hurting. And then relax. Breathe at will. So try it again. And you feel this muscle start. It's gonna hurt because especially if it's the first time. So breathe out, stomach in. Breathe in, chest up. Hold the breath. Pump. Just the stomach, not the chest. And then relax. It's probably sore. It might even be a little sore in the back. That's okay. New muscles. And importance, we're getting warm, starting to get warm. Breathe out. In on the chest. Hold it in and out. Holding the breath. Massaging just the stomach muscle. And then relax. Now taking that a little further, working with the different muscles. We're going to first breathe in this time. That was breathing out first. Here, breathe in, the stomach comes out. Then breathe in, more oxygen comes up to the chest. More oxygen again, shoulders go up. Hold your breath, drop it. Drop this in, and then squeeze everything in this area. Squeeze it tight and feel the muscles getting all tense and tight in this area. And then relax. A lot of motion there. It's like a wave coming up, a wave coming down. We're going to add one more thing. We're going to add a swallow before we start squeezing everything. It's not moving in and out squeezing. It's just like tightening it like this and pushing out on all the sides. So try it again. Breathing in the stomach, in the chest, in the shoulders. Hold your breath. Drop, 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 swallow. Feel the swallowing here, and now push with all the muscles on all sides, the back, the sides, feeling the tension, even squeeze your pelvic floor in, that pressure pushing out on the inside of your lower dantian, and then relax. Even your legs might get tight. Everything gets really tight as we push the new sensation, the push away on the inside. One more time, breathing in up here, breathing in the shoulders. Hold the breath, now just drop, 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 swallow, and tighten, everything tighten and feel the tension in that whole area. As we're, and then relax. Now that whole tension has created a spark of ember of fire. First symbolism was with Moses, right? He had to choose the coal or the diamond, and he grabbed the coal and touched it to his tongue. We're grabbing that coal, putting it in our stomach, and we're going to work with it because it saved his life. This is going to save our life. He had a stutter afterwards, right? Because he touched the coal to his mouth. We won't have any stutters, but we're starting. This is how we're going to save our life with all this Qigong within the health, Chinese traditional health. So now we want to glow that coal. It's used over and over again in the symbolism. So how are we going to glow on it? So as I breathe in, the energy goes down to the lower dantian. And then as I breathe out, I'm going to breathe in through my nose, breathe out through my mouth, but visualize glowing on the coal that's in the center of my lower dantian. Blow on it. It's getting hot. Breathe in. Breathe out slowly through your mouth and visualize the coal, the ember, getting hotter and hotter. Again, breathing in through the nose. Blow out onto the coal. It starts getting hotter and hotter. Breathing, blowing. One more time. Breathing in through the nose and blow on the ember. You have to visualize it, taking the mind down into this and getting it hot, making our furnace hot. Now, as I breathe in, I'm going to breathe out harder and tense in the stomach, in the lower dantian. Breathe in, harder, tense, tighten. Breathe in, stomach goes out, breathe out, stomach goes in and it gets tight and hot. Breathe in, breathe out, faster. Breathe in, breathe out, blow on it, harder. Breathe in, breathe out. Already feel it tensing and heating and fire. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out. Faster. In, out. In, out. If you get dizzy, stop and just breathe normally. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Okay, now we're going to use the stomach muscle to push the energy out. So this time the out is definitely going to end up out through the nose, but it can start through the mouth. And just relaxing breathing, and to get the air out, pull the stomach in, the muscle, pull it in and push it out. And breathing in slowly, out, make that stomach push it out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Feel it, my stomach getting hot. Breathe in, breathe out, push. In, out. Now don't even think about the in of actually physically breathing, but have the relaxation suck the air down. So starting with the outflow, relax, air automatically goes in. Push it out, relax, and it comes down. Faster. And you don't even think about the in because the anti-tension sucks it in. Now switch it, see if we can do out the nose. And as fast as you can, it's probably harder to do really, really fast, but feel that tension. My muscles are getting sore in my stomach, but it's also getting hot. And then relax. So now definitely I have my fire pit going, and I think one more time of this next exercise that I want that flame to go to the whole body. So as I breathe in, I want to open my arms, breathe in. And as I breathe out, push the air from this area to all extremities of the body. push it all out. I'm expanding my fire to the whole body is hot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Suck it in, but it pushing in pushes it to the extremities. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel the heat, heat, heat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we're going to speed it up a little. In. Out. 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 And then relax. Now just take a survey of the whole body. Feel that this heat has been sent to all the extremities, and I'm really getting hot to be able to work with this fire, not only for the fire of Passover that we're getting into, but all the energy is on fire. It's hot, it's ready, it's melted. Okay, so now we can come out of our chairs. And anytime someone feels tired or imbalanced or something, you can use the chair. You can use the chair the whole time. But what we're doing is easier without. So now we want to just feel that fire that's in the center. I want to have my legs shoulder width apart. Go back the other way. Getting hotter and hotter again. And back again and getting it larger. Back the other way, larger again. Then I have this whole energy. Now I can relax. Now, in terms of for Passover, the concept also is springtime, right? Not just the exiting from Mitzrayim, but it's the springtime time period. We're going to do the 5 waves, which is an easy exercise, something that you can do on your own. And why we choose this, it's a cleansing sequence. We're going in reverse order of creation. We're doing it as a cleaning. So we start with our feet shoulder width apart. With the earth motion is just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, the whole body expands, up butt, shoulders, and then breathe out, we sink. Breathing in, breathing out. In. Out. One more time, breathing in and out. And we're going to switch to the fire, which is opening the heart. Breathing in, we're going to do this 7 times and out. Breathing in, open up, 2 and out. Concave. 3, open the chest, open the heart. Breathe out. 4. 5. 6. 7. Any guesses why 7? And we come up to the wood. And just holding our hands high, tall, like wood.
7 days.
7 what? 7 days. About
Creation.
7 years.
Creation.
7 years. Also, creation is good. 7 days a week is good. But we had 7 days of
That's what I was thinking.
before going to Mizraim, which created the whole thing. 7 years of produce, 7 years of famine. And the 7 years of famine sent us into Mitzrayim in the first place, started this whole business. So we want to try to do some things with the emphasis of 7, whereas before we were doing 5. Now coming out of the wood in reverse order is the water, palms down to the chest and then towards you. It comes down. 1, up. Out. 2. 3. Up. 3. Washing everything. The water comes through. 4. Drain the water. Surveying, washing the whole body. 5. 6. 7. And the final one is the metal. So it comes up to the lungs and then push away. Breathing in, hands flat, right up into the chest. And then push away. 3. 'And just dropping our hands, having everything relaxed and just surveying the body, just going from your toes, your ankles, your shins, knees, feeling all the parts of the body. If there's any tension that's there, then during the exercises, breathe some energy into it. You'll know what might need some tweaking up to your shoulders and head. Now we want to integrate all the 5 elements. So the microcosmic orbit is following energy at the level of the hand as we breathe in, comes up the backside, and breathe out, comes up over the top, through the front. Breathe out, comes up between the legs. As we breathe in, comes up the backside again. The spine, right on the backside of the spine. As they breathe out, down the front side of the spine. So it's inside the body, but not just the center. It's just the backside of the spine. And the front side of the spine. Now this also represents the yin and yang, which is intertwined all over in the service. One of my favorite yin and yang is the Hillel sandwich, right? The Hillel sandwich is the fire of the horseradish together with the sweetness.
I like midrash. That's good.
Thank you. So we have all over, we have this yin and yang, but even before that is the freedom, but slavery. So we come out of the slavery and into the freedom, but we didn't get a pure sense of freedom until we actually felt the fullness of the slavery. Now we have to balance that. Why it's yin and yang is because that was bringing it up through the back. Now we're bringing it up through the front. You breathe in, up over the top of the head, and breathing out, it comes down the back side. Up between the legs, front, breathing in, back, come down. Front, breathing in. Back, down. Up. And we relax. Now we're integrating between heaven and earth and the elements and the 12 rivers on purpose, because any one of them really is going to tell the whole story and the working of the really three emphasis that we want. Number one, the fire, we're going to work on water, and we're going to work on wood. But now within between heaven and earth is our center core, which is the stomach. So I want my energy to make a circle around me. As I breathe in, I'm around. Breathe out, I go back. In the stomach, the digestion area is the eating part of the matzah. So it's not, breathe out, it's not such that you can't have bread, but the first day during the Seder, it's a commandment to eat the stomach, to eat the matzah. We have to eat it. We also have to invite everyone, that all that are hungry, come and eat. And here we are working on that element of the food, of the energy that we get from the food, but the energy of getting matzah food. It's a little different. And we'll talk about how is it different. As we get to one side, breathe out and breathe in, and breathe out going the other way. Breathe in towards the kitchen. Down, breathe out. Breathe in. Feel this circle. The belt meridian is creating a protective base around the digestive system. And everything that gets sent to us, be it physical, spiritual, or emotional, that we don't want is going to be deflected because we're creating this ring of balance around us. In. And come to the middle and relax. Now the fire element, if it's just the stationary fire element, going to be in a lunging position. So the front leg, doesn't matter which one you use, front leg is bent and the back one is off to the side with an angle. Chi lock, closing the fingers inside the fist, and then push it out and turn it. So I have it going down. So to send it out, it's coming up, and then I turn it. And this is my fire position. Okay, now the fire created, and it's a stationary position. All these other things we're doing, we're moving, right? But this is stationary. And if you want, you can get down low, or you can be up high, wherever it's comfortable. And over time, you can work on getting lower. So this fire that was used to create, to make the matzah, is very important because matzah was created in a very short time. So we want to create this fire, feeling the energy come right up through our foot, up to the heart and out. And you're shooting it out, creating this hot fire. You're stationary, your fire is moving, coming up through the leg, through the heart, and out the fist. And you're shooting it out. And we take that fire as it came through the lower dantian that we heated the furnace and out and cook the matzah with this hot fire. And we hold it. We hold it. We want to try to keep our hips nice and square. Very, very square and straight out. As we get that tension, come up. We want to keep everything balanced, right? Yin and yang. So then we go through the other side. The other leg out. The other one is off to the side for balance. And then come up and twist. Create it out. So now we've put the matzah into the fire by making that twisting, putting it into the fire, having it cook. Feel the fire on this leg. Follow it through the bottom of your foot, up the leg, through the hot furnace that you created, out the arm, and I want to I'm trying to shoot so I don't hit you, because I'm actually sending fire out of my hand. I don't want to burn anything, right? It's physical. It's not just in my mind, it's physical. And we're coming out and making that matzah. But what is the characteristic of the matzah? And what does it symbolize? Really, what is the chametz characterize? Chametz is arrogance. The heart in the Chinese, we're going to massage and get the balance of our arrogance and find our humility. Okay, so the exercise for the heart is both legs in that position. When I say exercise for the heart, within the 12 rivers, my hands are together, and I'm going to bring them up and massage my heart. Open it up. This is my arrogance, puffiness, openness of the chametz. Close it. My timidness, where I was as a slave, was down to nothingness. I'm so closed. I'm timid and humiliated. And then as I breathe out, I find my balance. And we have to go through all stages. We have to first have this chametz stage in our crushed state, and then balance it out, find my balance. And really emphasize opening it, closing it, finding the balance, and that balance is my peace and health. But it's all right to have this openness. Sometimes I have to have fire to get something done. And sometimes I have to relax and let someone else take over and say, okay, you can do it for a while. I don't have to take all the responsibility. But in the end, I find my neutral position here at my balance point. But really emphasize, close, and out, and relax. Now, that action of finding my balance is very, very important. So if I did my walking, I'm gonna do with 5 waves. One of the exercises of 5 waves is to open up my heart and close it. We've already done that. Open it up and close it. So what I want to do is I'm going to try this walking. So we're going to walk in a circle. I'm going to walk my puffiness, my chomet stick, and then relax my matzah state. I'm down to neutral, and I find my imbalance in the middle and open up. I'm walking down the street, I'm arrogant, and that hurts to stay in that position. Now I collapse, I balance it out, I eat my matzah, it's only 7 days worth, and then I'm relaxed, and I feel that, whew, now that feels good. Open, chomet, close the matzah, and then relax. Or I open, walk a while, feel it. Oh boy, I got stuck in that. I'm gonna feel bad. You collapse it, matzah state. As I bring in the shoulders, humility, and then relax, find my neutral state. Again, open, chomet, arrogance. Definitely don't want that. Close, humility. The state of slavery, the actual natural state, the most extreme state of slavery is doing work for no purpose at all. And that's my humility state of too much. Doing work for nothing, I have no worth. I find that I want to be arrogant, expansive, moments. Don't want to be in a state of slavery. I want to find my natural state. Okay, we can find our natural positions back in our places. And they say we need to all leave Mitzrayim. We're not talking about those guys that left Mitzrayim. We all have to find our own Mitzrayim, our own Egypt, and leave. Find our balance of leaving Mitzrayim, finding freedom, and being in freedom. On the way, right? On the way. So the other most important, and it creates the yin and yang balance, most important is water. All right, so the water is, Moses was brought out of the water. That's where he was born and put in the water and then taken out. That's where he was saved through the water. Half of the plagues related to water. Red Sea turned blood, the frogs came out of the water, all these things. So the water is crucial to our existence, and our body is mostly made out of water. So we want to find first Moses in the water. So we're going to get into we already did one water stance. Now we're going to do the standing water stance, which I'll do it from behind. We're standing. Take one foot, put it behind, and then twist towards the back leg that went behind, with your feet, hands on top of the water. And just feel this water, this twisting and turning of water. Feel the water reach out, go up and over rocks, go around, log jams, or just stand there and see if you can get low if you want, or you can be high if you want. But feel the whole body twisting, that ability to have this twisting and turning and still have balance. Now we come up straight, and we'll try it going the other way, right? Foot down, step behind it, and then twist towards your back foot. And with the left foot behind, your right hand is furthest away. And feel that whole twist of water. And it wasn't that we didn't use water for the matzah, but what's interesting is with chametz, doesn't matter, throw in the water, melt it all up, make it rise. With the matzah, then we had 18 minutes. After you touch the first drop of water into our wheat, after 18 minutes, it's gone. It's no longer matzah. So we want to be very, very controlling of the mixture of the water and the flour. So let's balance out. Coming up the back side is our water flow. The front side is our fire. After I mix the water into the bread and put it into the fire, into that oven, bring it up, balance it, the yin and yang is balanced down. Bring it up the back, up and over and in the front. So we're balancing that hot fire that we had before, cooling it down with some of this, of the water. So now what's really important with water is our kidneys. So we want to do our kidney position, which is standing in a very erect horse and rider, breathing in our hands, grabbing our bow and arrow, and breathing out, finger straight up. Look at the fingernail and look far away. As I breathe in, back, breathe out. And I'm going to massage my eyes by first looking at the fingernail and then looking at the wall. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. In. Breathe out. In. One more time each side. Breathe in. Breathe out. And relax. I'm mixing my fire and my water together to get that balance and to find where my neutral state is, not the arrogance, not the total enslavement, but my freedom and practice. So then what do we take with us? What's very important, we took through the desert one element until we got to Mitzrayim. Who knows what the most, but it's not, I'm not going to say most important. One very huge quantity of an element that we carried all the way for 40 years until we got to Mitzrayim. What element was that? Wood, to build the big midrash. The tons of cedar was carried through and then made into the Mishkan. So the wood is very, very important, and it links us to spring. right? So we had our wood element before. We're just standing tall, the cedars of Lebanon, the tall, tall, tall tree. But we're going to do this with one little switch. Come down, create a prayer position with our hand. And then if you can, start by just putting your toe down, crisscrossing it in front. If you can, bring it up. So you're standing on one leg. And then bring my hand up and look far away. Look far away, it helps you with your balance. So this is the cedars of Lebanon that we carried all the way through the desert and had it ready for the Mishkan. And we are symbolizing this tallness. And also we see that we wobble a little, right? The symbol of the wood for us is also that it's strong, tall, but flexible. It moves in the wind, so it doesn't break. Come down, balance it out. Then we can do it on the other foot. And again, if all you do is stay with your toe on the ground, crisscross in front, that's fine. Just do that. If you can bring your foot up and stand, do that. Both of them are the same. If you have the symbolism in your head, tall, long, strong, and spring. This is the springtime where all the new shoots come and the new growth. Come down and balance. And then what is within the 12 elements? The wood. And this is very, very important for the symbolism of, there had to have been super amount of anger. We had fear, the fear through the whole time period, through our experience of leaving Mitzrayim, the fear at midnight, the fear of death, the fear of the darkness, fear of leaving at the beginning, getting up against a river that's blocking me, an army behind me, the fear is there. So linked to the fear is now I have to be angry enough to take a step and have enough faith, step into the river. So what are we going to do? We have this river in front of us. I'm going to take a step. Front knee is bent, back knee is straight. And then bend the back leg and flip it with my shoulder. And then bow down. I'm not bowing down to the river. I'm bowing down to the summation that I'm overcoming any fear that I can go through it. And then I can reverse it. So I have to have, first I was scared of the river, then I was angry, kind of like the 7 steps. Angry, it knocks me back. What do I do now? Flip it away. Actually now it's split. Now I'm gonna cross it because I overcame my anger. And then I reverse it. And front and back, flip it, twist it, come back again. A lot of changes of angles. Moses, actually one of the main reasons he did not get to go into into Israel was because of one midot, one characteristic, and that was anger. Anger was when he hit the stone twice to create the water in the desert. This anger was so severe that he did not get to come into Israel. We want to overcome that element of anger. We might see it, but we overcome it and we let it bypass. So it won't obstruct our entrance into Israel. And all of these things are parallel in the Chinese theory. This whole Chinese health is how destructive anger is in the body, creating disease. And if we cannot overcome it with the exercises to combat it, it just blocks up the whole body, and it's where the illnesses come in. We just look at one more thing. Just a second. Okay. So then the final, sorry, I wrote so much down, I can't remember it all. So the final is the macrocosmic orbit. So that is the connection between the earth and the heaven. What else is there in this whole service that we'll be involved with on Friday is bringing this holiness to the service. Now we're bringing down heaven, chi, breathing in, it comes down the front side. If all you do is come this far, that's fine. Or come all the way down in a squat. As you breathe in, the energy comes right down the front side. As they breathe out, the earth energy comes up through the backside and leaves. It's going in a whole different direction. Breathe in, heaven comes down the front. Breathe out, earth comes up the back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Now switch it. Cleanse the back side with the heaven. As they breathe in, it's coming down the back. As they breathe out, comes up the front. Earth comes up the front. Balancing heaven down the back, all the way to the feet, bringing the earth up through the front. Breathing in, breathing out. Then relax. I won't do 7 of those. My legs can't handle it. Now bringing our hands back into the center. We feel this circling, bringing it in the circle, closing the circle smaller and smaller and smaller. As we stabilize all this hot energy that we were using, we can start again going in the other way in a big circle and stabilizing it and bringing it down, storing it into the lower dantian, and then just holding it a minute. Again, feeling the heat under your hands, feeling heat in the body, but it might be a little bit too much heat, right? So we want to try to get rid of a little bit of it, so that it's a very intensive practice. So how do we want to do this? We want to, similar to the extraordinary meridian, but faster. We can bring it up and come down the back. Bring it up and throw it away, come down the back, send it away. Bring it up and out, down, up and down. Faster, up and out, down, up, out, down. And then on one side, push it away. The other side, push it away. 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 Cool it down, because we don't want to overpower. And then one more little symbolism. What came out of the sky is one of the plagues was the thunder and the fire combined with ice, hail. Okay, so first is the thunder. And we're really thunder down. Stamp, we're shooting it away. Thunder. Thunder. Now the hail plague is combined of fire. A hail ball was on fire. Turning it down. I mean, not fire, hail together. Yin, yang, combined. Fire, the hail, one more storm, and then come back again to our stable position. Breathing, slowing down the breath. Maybe starting breathing in the mouth, in the nose, out the mouth, and slowly balancing it to in and out of the nose. That's it. So, Passover, Sameach.